So there is a move in the downswing with the lower body, with the knees, that if you do it, it will shut off your ability to rotate nicely through the golf ball and just have general good striking of your shots. So let's get into exactly what that is and how to do this properly to encourage all the good things. So I'm Jonathan Chan with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So the knees play an incredibly important role in the downswing because ultimately what the knees do, the hips will also follow suit. So what I see with golfers who really struggle unknowingly with poor knee movement, and then they struggle with hip movement as well, so rotating, hitting good struck shots, is I'll see three things. I'll see one, okay, a golfer might be coming down the downswing and their lead knee here stays pointing inwards for a very long time. So golfers who do this, they'll struggle to clear their hips in the downswing. So if that lead knee stays pointing inwards for too long, that will close off the range of motion you can do with your left hip. So the more that lead knee goes in, the less range of motion you can perform. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna rotate as much as I can, just statically here. So knee's gonna go in, now I'm gonna rotate as much as I can. That's pretty much it. I can't rotate any more than that. So I've shut off my ability to clear my hips. Where if I did the opposite, knee goes out, knee going out, you can see now I've got much better range of motion. Knee going out will free up that hip joint so you can turn. Knee going in will close it off. So that's one thing I might massively see with players. Another will be with their right knee. So the trail knee here for me as a right-handed golfer, I'll see their trail knee move in very, very fast as they start that downswing. Now, when that trail knee moves inwards very, very fast, so let's say starting the downswing, moving in, you could see how then that will cause the pelvis to slide. So it will create an excessive movement to happen, an excessive sliding movement, which that for one won't help you at all with being able to turn. If your body's doing one of the three movements in the downswing, so we have rotational, lateral and vertical, if it's doing one of them very excessively, the others are going to be very hard to be able to perform. So if we have that trail knee moving in, it's going to slide the hips forward way too much, and then you're going to struggle to rotate. More than anything, you're going to struggle with low point control, because how your body will then try to make up for that, hips sliding forward because of that knee caving in, upper body will tilt backwards. Now, when the upper body tilts backwards, that's going to cause massive low point issues because you're going to ground that club out quite early. Because when that right side drops, so do the hands drop straight down towards the ground. So we would want that right knee there to be staying a little bit more passive in transition, which will keep that upper body and lower body nicely connected. And then you can have a good turn through the golf ball. And I might also see some unfortunate golfers do both of them at the same time. So I might see some golfers coming in the downswing and their knees getting closer together. Now that is an absolute recipe for injury for one, but you cannot put a good hip movement on it one bit, as we know. When the lead knee caves in, you can't then rotate into that lead side. And when the right side starts to cave in with that knee, then you'll start to slide. So you'd have pretty much no ability to be able to rotate. You'll just have a slidey swing and a little flip going through the golf ball with no power. Good thing is here, the drill that we're going to talk about fixes every single one of them. So let's talk about that. So this drill that we're going to show you in a minute, what it's going to do for you, it's going to give you the ideal knee movement, which means it'll give you extremely good hip movement as well in the downswing. So it's going to give you the lead knee going away to start off that downswing. So like we said, when that lead knee starts to point away there, that opens up your lead hip joint a little bit more. So then you can then turn through that golf ball freely and more efficiently because there's nothing there physically stopping you in that hip joint to do it. So it's going to sort that out nicely. So clearing the hips, loads of you are wanting to do that. This will help you with it. So also with the trail knee. So for me, my right knee, it's going to stop you moving this knee in too early, which will then stop down that excessive slide. So then you can stay more on top, you can have better low point control, and again, it's going to help your rotational ability too. Awesome. What is this drill? Ball drill. So what we need to do here, we need to grab a ball. Now what we do with this ball, we put it just above our knees. So this can be any kind of mid-sized ball. I've used a basketball with this before. You can also use a range basket. So all we want to do from here, get up to the top of the swing, and then we drop it in transition. That's all we want to do. Drop it in transition. Now, seems simple, doesn't it? But as you know, with golf, nothing's simple. This is really difficult. I used to do this drill a lot myself back in the day, and my God, did I struggle with it. I couldn't even hit a ball without this not being dropped in transition. Every shot, I'd hit it looking a little bit like this, where it would stay in between my knees the entire time, to where I had to build up with practice swings first, learn to drop it in the practice swing, and then drop it in transition. But it created such a good pelvic movement that it just really launched my game into a really, really good spot there, because I was under complete control of what my hips were doing, because my knees control that movement. So let's hit one here, drop it in transition, and you're going to see from this slow-mo, gets those knees separating, so then I can then rotate efficiently. So, and just like any style of drill practice, you need to make sure you're doing a lot of this drill. So I would never say doing, let's say if you've got 10 balls, doing less than 5 balls doing this with a drill. Do 8 or 9 shots out of a set of 10 balls with that drill, 1 or 2 without feeling the same thing. Now this is where you can implement a little bit of a dry drill as well. So a little bit of a pre-shot routine thing in between shots, to where, let's say, it's your lead knee, which is the problem. Your lead knee isn't going towards the target, isn't clearing up there fast enough. So you can get up to the top of your swing, just with one hand on your club, put your lead hand on your lead knee, and just push it and manually move it a little bit. So that's gonna give you that sensation without the golf ball. Could do the exact same thing, but with the other hand. If the right knee is your problem, so getting up to the top of your swing, same thing, moving in your downswing, just putting a little bit of pressure on that lead knee with your right hand, or trail knee, sorry, with your right hand there, and that's going to keep them a little bit separated. So then you can do that, then you could do the drill, so you can do that in between every single shot. Let's say I've hit 8 balls of that drill. Now we're going to hit 2 without it. So you go, there's 1, and then I can make sure on that other one, so I'm still getting a good rep. Let's say the lead knee is my problem. Really start to push it there, and you can really start to feel your hips clear when you do this as well. So let's hit 1 hip. There we go. If you do that and you get those knees separating, you'll be having really good hip movement. So if you enjoyed this video, of course, click that like button, and if you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too, to be notified every single time I put out a video. So do this drill, get those knees separating, not getting close together, you're gonna play great golf.